And we're very pleased to be joined by the newest president of the Rotary Club of Port Hawkesbury. She is Michele Tabensky. Michele, congratulations on taking the post, and thank you for joining us on Telile 24/7 today.
Thank you, Adam. It's great to be here.
Yeah, it's wonderful to have you here. And I wanted to begin by asking you how you feel about taking the presidency of the Port Hawkesbury Rotary Club at this particular time, and at this particular point in Rotary's history, for that matter. How do you feel about taking the job?
It's an exciting challenge. I'm definitely up for it. I've been a member of the Rotary Club for 4 years now. So I've learned lots about Rotary in my time.
What attracted you to the idea of being a part of Rotary in the first place, and what has kept you there since that time?
When I joined Rotary in 2016, at the time I was working at Leaside Transition House. And working there, you learn a lot about the different social needs in the Strait area and that. So I wanted to be part of something more than just like do more outside of the workplace as well. So I thought the Rotary was a good fit. My parents were members of the Royal Canadian Legion here in Port Hawkesbury for decades and decades and decades. My mother was in the Ladies Auxiliary, and my father was in the actual Legion member and stuff too. So they were always volunteering their time and doing stuff. And I've always been a big volunteer of doing things, but I wasn't really with one organization. I was like doing one-off volunteer stuff all the time, like volunteering here, volunteering there. So I thought maybe, well, if I at least join the Rotary Club, I'll have a steady stream of doing volunteer work and help improve some things in the Strait areas at the same time.
And it looks like you certainly have kept up that stream of volunteering since that time. I know that you've been involved at high levels in creating new Rotary fundraisers, including things like Chase the Leprechaun, the annual St. Patrick's Day fundraiser, and as well pitching things like the 80s dances that have been happening for New Year's Eve, and also as part of the Festival of the Strait in Port Hawkesbury. What makes you want to try to pitch these new ideas and to get in on the ground floor and make them happen? What do you think it is about you that makes you want to do these types of things?
Well, we needed to do some new things to change and attract more people to the Rotary Club and to learn about the Rotary Club. Like when I first started, the big annual fundraiser each year was the golf tournament. So after being with the club for almost a year, of course, we went through the golf tournament period, and it takes an awful lot of work to put a golf tournament together. Like, I don't even know if people even realize the amount of work that it does take. But the funds raised definitely did not come equal to the amount of work involved to raise those funds. So it was to find another event that we could do that didn't require as much work, but we could still make some decent funds for it to give back to the community. Because that's one thing about Rotary, is that everything we raise when we do a fundraiser goes back into the community. For one, we give it to other organizations or individuals, depending on what the needs are. So Chase the Leprechaun was born, and in conjunction with St. Patty's Day, and it's a free event. If you want to be in for the draw, you have to buy a ticket. But one thing about Rotary is that we'd like to reduce barriers so that everybody can attend. And having such a musical club is an asset, because we always have lots of musical entertainment to have an event and make it enjoyable to all.
You know, you talk a little bit about the idea of making Rotary inclusive, and I don't think a lot of people realize some of the things that the Port Hawkesbury Rotary Club is involved in. The idea that the club was a key player in setting up Port Hawkesbury's community park, and that it stretches out all the way around the Strait region, that there's been the scholarship program for Sarek and for Richmond Academy. There's been the high school version of Rotary that's gone on at Richmond Academy and is likely going to get started at Sarek very soon. Is it exciting for you to know that while it is the Rotary Club of Port Hawkesbury, that both its membership and its reach go far beyond the town limits?
Oh yes, like one thing about being born and raised in Port Hawkesbury is that we've always been the feeder town. So even though Port Hawkesbury is our actual town, our community stretches to the Quad Counties. right? Because everybody feels like they belong to the Strait area, and not just Port Hawkesbury as one. So it is exciting, especially to have younger people get involved in the Rotary Club, because Rotary can take you on to other things throughout your life. Like, it's a great way when you're traveling, you go to other Rotary meetings. You might meet people through work that are Rotary members. There's a lot of interaction amongst Rotary members in their day-to-day lives that they don't necessarily always realize that they have.
It's interesting to note the partnership that the Rotary International has had with the Cody International Institute over at St. FX. And this is just one part of Rotary thinking locally, but acting globally at the same time. So can you talk a little bit about that, about why you're excited to be the head of an organization that not just does good work locally, but really tries to make a difference around the world?
It's amazing to think that a little club of, we have like basically 12 members, can do great things to help people all over the world. Like with Rotary International, with clubs being all over the place, all the Rotary clubs pulled together just to even end polio. So we have our World Polio Day in October each year. And this past fall, we did a little live music show that we shared out, and with people able to call in and donate, or go online and donate to the Rotary clubs to help with their funding for ending polio in certain countries that still have existing polio cases.
That's wonderful. So I want to move forward by asking, what are some of the key priorities that you have for Rotary for the coming year? Obviously, it is a group effort. It's not necessarily one person decides and everybody follows what that one person says, but what are some of the things that you hope to be able to accomplish in your first year as the president of the Rotary Club of Port Hawkesbury?
Well, like I said, we only have 12 members. So one thing I'd like to do is actually increase our membership. So we're always looking for people, and everybody has different skills to bring to the club, right? But our whole purpose is just to make our area better. And of course, being in a pandemic at the moment makes it even more challenging, because our normal fundraising efforts that we do, like having a dance or having Chase the Leprechaun, might probably look a little different this year, because we won't be able to actually have those events. So right now we're working on some new fundraising ideas that are just in the makings that we'll be announcing soon. So you have to follow our Facebook page, Rotary Club of Port Hawkesbury, because we'll have the updates there with our new fundraisers that I think people are really going to enjoy.
And I know you've put a real priority over the last 4 years on increasing the social media presence for the Rotary Club of Port Hawkesbury. You mentioned the Facebook page. There's also a Twitter page for the Rotary Club of Port Hawkesbury. So why do you feel that social media is such an important tool in getting the word out about the club and its activities?
Well, one great thing about social media is that it's free, so that really helps to reduce our costs. But at the same time, mostly everybody is on social media, and if they're not, they know someone that is. So as long as we're keeping everybody up to date on our Rotary Club activities through our Facebook account, then the community knows what we're doing, where we're at, and which way we're heading with different events and stuff. It's great for people to know what we're doing and when we're doing it, and that they're more than welcome to join us in it.
So we're at a point right now where we are looking ahead to the coming year, and you mentioned membership just a couple of moments ago. What do you do to encourage people to come to Rotary? If somebody watching this right now is wondering what the Rotary Club is all about, how they can join, how they can find out about it, what do you say to them right now?
So if someone wanted to join the Rotary Club, they can always come and do a look and see with us. Normally we would meet twice a month at the Maritime Inn in the Canso room, but because of the pandemic, we haven't been meeting. We've been doing Zoom meetings, and we have had one socially distanced meeting outside so far, and we hope to be having another one soon. But the best thing to do if you want to become a Rotary member is feel free to come and join us for a look and see. No obligation. You can just see what we're all about. you just can get in contact with our, just message on our Facebook page or email us. That information as well is on our Facebook page, or even reach out to any of our Rotary members, and they'd be happy to tell you when our next meeting is, and that so you can join.
All right. We've covered a lot of ground in just a short time, Michele. I appreciate you taking some time with us. Do you want to add anything else about the Rotary Club of Port Hawkesbury before we wrap all this up?
No, we're just a great group of people that are always trying to do great things. We're looking for new people with new ideas that can help make us grow and do more for the community, because of course every dollar we bring in, we give back out. We're not in the banking business, as one of our members likes to say. We like to get the money and send it back out. So we need you. So come join us. We've been here since 1961. We only have 12 members. We might be a small club, but we're a strong club. Actually, last year at the Rotary International convention in Germany in June of 2019, we actually had a group go over and promote our First Nation artwork and talent from here in Nova Scotia. So that was a huge thing at the annual Rotary International Convention, to have this small little club have a booth in the Friendship Hall promoting First Nation artwork and getting international recognition for it. So many people were so impressed. It definitely put Port Hawkesbury and the Strait area on the map in Nova Scotia, and it just brings us on to bigger, better things, like to be recognized so high about the great things. And who would have think it, of all the Rotary clubs in the world, that little old Port Hawkesbury had a booth in the Friendship Hall, because there's only like 80 booths, so it's pretty amazing even to get one to start with. So.
Well, Michele, we've really enjoyed hearing your perspective about the Rotary Club of Port Hawkesbury and getting your views on what the club does and what it can do in the future. Thanks so much for joining us on Telile 24/7.
All right, thank you, Adam.
All right, no trouble at all. Michele Tabensky is the president of the Port Hawkesbury Rotary Club. We've been speaking to her by Zoom from her home. Stay tuned for more of Telile 24/7 in just a moment.